Hello friends and welcome back to the Brockopp side. Today we got ourselves a Blu-ray review of Godzilla King of the Monsters in glorious 4K. So as you can see here, I just got myself the regular old 4K Ultra HD edition. It always sounds weird when I just say the regular 4K Ultra HD edition because 4K is a step up from normal Blu-ray, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, this has got a really nice, fun, vibrant look to it. It's got Godzilla facing off from King Ghidorah with some really nice colors in there of blue and yellow, a little bit of green in the mixture. Very nice use of color, kind of properly represents the movie itself, which is an incredibly visually appealing monster movie. On the back side, you've got, description and Godzilla and along with Millie Bobby Brown and all the other human characters that nobody gives a crap about because they're here for the monsters, baby. So now if we just take off the slip cover here. So then over here you got your 4K disc and your Blu-ray disc. And I like how they're very simple disc designs, with just the logos on them and stuff, but I like how the 4K's got this teal look to it, and then the Blu-ray's got this really nice dark blue to it. I don't know, I just think that looks really cool. And of course, here's the digital download copy code. Who gets it first can have it. Enjoy yourself, but also on the back side, they've got this thing where it says, your opinion matters to Warner Brothers. Have you boys heard about Godzilla King of the Monsters? Just go to wbalistcommunity.com/skibobbity-boop and enter this code to, do a little survey, but I'm not doing that shiz. If you want to hear my thoughts on this Blu-ray and this movie itself, well, clearly you want to because you're watching this video, so that survey's kind of pointless at that point. So before we go any further, I'll tell you my thoughts on this movie itself, because unfortunately, I didn't do a review of this when it came out back in May or June. May was kind of an off month for me, but I did see this in the theater, and I really enjoyed it. Some people didn't care for this movie all that much. Unfortunately, it didn't do nearly as well as a giant monster movie should have, especially considering the first two movies in this monsterverse of Godzilla and Kong Skull Island made quite a bit more than this one did, but really, this movie has basically everything I wanted from a big-budget Godzilla movie. Lots of monsters, tons of monster action, basically more emphasis on the monsters and the monsters fighting each other, and less emphasis on the humans, and their story kind of falls flat a little bit more, which I'm totally okay with for once, when it comes to Godzilla movies, especially when you have all these monsters here with Godzilla, Rodan, Ghidorah, Mothra. All I wanted to see was just some really nice looking monster battles of them destroying cities and fighting for, supreme rule over the planet basically, and this movie gave me exactly that. And on top of that, this movie is visually amazing, whether you're talking about the monsters themselves, which look very lifelike, or just the storm clouds and the colorful lightning and things like that. This is just a really, really good looking movie, especially one that was great to see on a large format screen in the theater. So of course, it's one of those things I had to get in 4K. But yeah, I just really enjoyed this movie for what I wanted from a Godzilla movie. Just lots of fights, more monsters, fewer humans, and it gave me exactly that. Now, of course, the movie's not perfect. When you talk about the human subplot, it's kind of ridiculous. Vera Farmiga basically becoming an eco-terrorist, thinking like, we need to destroy a bunch of life if we want the planet to survive. It's not exactly the most logical thing ever. And also, Vera Farmiga plays Millie Bobby Brown's mom in this movie. And I don't know what it is with Hollywood casting Vera Farmiga as scary, toxic mothers, because she also played Norma Bates in Bates Motel. Could people please stop casting her as mothers, please? Because she's really starting to scare me. But anyway, picture and sound quality, the movie looks really, really good on both 4K and Blu-ray. With 4K, as always, it's got the richer colors, deeper blacks, nice detail, texture, all that good stuff, which is definitely a plus when you see this movie with just this really vibrant and visually pleasing visuals, like I mentioned before. And as far as the bonus content goes now, This is normally the part where I talk about how disappointing they are, because there's kind of tiny little 30-second snippets and stuff. And this movie, of course, is not without those. You know, when you first turn on the bonus features, the first thing you get are these tiny little snippets about the individual monsters, you know, Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah. And when I first saw those, I was like, ah, shit, here we go again. But then, after watching those bonus features, they actually got drastically better. Yeah, these are actually some pretty damn good bonus features. They actually go into quite a decent amount of detail, and they're not just little 5-minute things here and there. They're actually decently long. You know, you learn more about the monsters and how they decide to change up their designs, and, you know, all the things they went into making this movie feel more like a classic Godzilla movie. You know, a lot of it focuses on the director and writer Michael Dougherty, who, as you slowly watch these bonus features, you start to realize just how much of a Godzilla fanboy he is ever since he was a child, you know, watching the originals, and of course wanting to pay respect to these characters and those original films while giving us something new, you know, talking about how, you know, Rodan was birthed from a volcano and stuff, and how he wanted to do that differently from other movies, and just seeing like how he wanted to change up Godzilla's design to be basically the same from the last movie, but also add some classic Godzilla in there. You know, you could tell the director was just really passionate about making a good Godzilla movie, and that shows in the bonus content, and it actually goes into a decent amount of detail. You know, it doesn't go into the absolute most detail on planet Earth, but it's a lot better than a lot of Blu-rays have nowadays. And I was very pleased to actually learn things about the making of this movie, rather than just watching little 30-second snippets of the actors sitting there going, oh yeah, this movie has monsters, and they're cool. So in conclusion, I am very satisfied with this home video release, more than I normally am. It's got everything you'd want from a big budget monster movie on Blu-ray, you know, or 4K with great picture quality and some really nice bonus content that you'll actually learn things with. And like I said before, I really enjoyed this movie more than a lot of people did, and I really hope this isn't like the beginning of the end for these MonsterVerse movies. I really hope that next year's Godzilla vs. Kong will bring more people back to the theater for these movies, because, you know, I'm really digging these movies. So, those are my thoughts on Godzilla King of the Monsters on 4K. If you guys seen this movie, or if you picked up the Blu-ray, or if you're hoping that in Godzilla 3 they will finally introduce Mechagodzilla, let me know about down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.